name's Charlotte, and today I'm going to be continuing our series on Genesis. I started coming to 15 Plus nearly 2 years ago and have been helping on the production side of the live streaming. And we're talking about the story of Noah today, a story which you've probably heard multiple times before and may even know very well. It tells the story of transformation when Noah's world was washed away and the new was coming, just like us as we went into the pandemic. Noah didn't know what that change would look like as he went on board the ark, stuck inside while there was rain pouring outside, just like us as we went into our homes while there was a virus outside putting people in hospital. Once the rain had stopped and the land became dry, Noah had to navigate that too. That was a completely new normal, just like us at the moment as restrictions are lifting. Yet it was by faith that Noah did that, and by faith we need to enter our unknown, which looks different for all of us. Yes, we all have the pandemic in common, but you might be moving out of your house, starting a new job, welcoming a new family member very soon, which are all examples of going into the unknown. And although Noah went into the unknown, he wasn't alone. He walked with God, it says in Genesis 6 verse 9. And when you go for a walk with someone, you're often side by side, close together, with someone who you trust, someone who you want to spend time with. And the act of going on a walk with someone often builds your relationship with that person. And we need to walk with God. We need to walk side by side with God on whatever path he is leading us on. It promises us in the Bible that he will not leave us, he will not forsake us, and he will go with us in whatever journey he is leading us on. But Noah didn't just walk with God, he walked with his family, his wife, his sons and their wives, all agents of recreation and transformation together. God didn't just command Noah to build the ark. In Genesis 6 verse 18 it says how he commanded his family to go with him on whatever journey they were going on. And we need to go through with people in our struggles, we need to stand with God and in community. And recently we have had some great talks about relationships. Sim recently did an amazing talk on Romans 5 verses 1 to 5, which encourages us to go through our struggles together. The use of collective nouns in that passage was a point that Sim picked up on. And going into the unknown may produce endurance and produce character, but we can do it together in community and stand with people who rejoice in hope with us and in suffering. And who do you want to build your ark with? Who is going to stand in hope and in suffering as you ride those floodwaters? I want you to quickly think who is going to be with you on that ark as you ride your life with them. Now, while all of this was happening, Noah was 600 years old, which is crazy to think about. But I want to encourage you that God can use you in whatever age you are, young or old. I've been given the opportunity to be a young person preaching to you this Sunday morning. But I want to encourage you that in whatever circumstance, you can still be used by God. Noah was a faithful man who did all that God commanded him to do. He didn't think, oh, I'm too young, there's someone more experienced than I am, or I'm too old, there's someone that can build an ark better than I did. Instead, he did everything, setting an example in speech, in conduct, in love and in faith, just like we are encouraged to do in the Bible to others. And Noah continued to do this even when he didn't know what was happening. Now, I focused a lot on Noah, and a key part of the story for me was the dove. The dove brought back an olive branch, which was a commodity and something valuable. It meant that there was dry land. But the hope that small bird brought was so valuable and much needed for Noah and his family. The olive branch that the dove brought back meant that there was dry land. There was provision for that land and those people, and that land and those people would be used in exciting transformation. But the hope that the small bird brought was evidenced through that branch. He shared the findings of dry land to Noah and his family. We are emerging from a pandemic, coming out of our homes, and the world is desperate for hope. And here at YCC, we're trying to replicate the dove's actions by living out our mission statement, which is to live out faith, hope and love in our community, which we can do by sharing our God-given hope. Our God-given hope brought to Jesus, who died on the cross, bringing a hopeful kingdom of heaven down to earth. But we need to share that hope, and sharing that hope might seem super scary. It might involve big actions, but it doesn't have to. It could simply be complimenting someone as you go into your workplace tomorrow, or that tin of baked beans that you've got sat in your cupboard, donating that to the Lord's larder to bring hope to a family here in Yeovil. Now, as I come to an end, I'd like to challenge you with 3 questions. 3 questions that I'd love for you to think about and to put into action. The first one being, how can you be the dove in your community? How can you bring the peace and hope that that dove brought? The second one being, how can you be faithful like Noah in your everyday life? And as I come to an end, how can you bring the hopeful kingdom of heaven down to earth, just like Noah and Jesus? I'm going to close in prayer. Lord, I want to thank you for Noah. I want to thank you for the example that he set in his faithfulness and his boldness as he listened to you in whatever he did. And Lord, I pray that we can take example of that and we can go out into our communities and share hope and peace wherever we go. And I pray that isn't intimidating. I pray that isn't having to be scary. That could simply be a compliment or sharing a tin of baked beans to someone in the community. And Lord, may we be that hope. May we be the dove as we replicate the actions of the dove from YCC's mission statement. May we be able to do that as we go out into this week and over the next coming months. Amen.